Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. And today we have a special guest with a very special topic that we'll talk about. So today we have Sulo Siva with us. Sulo Siva. Let me say that right. So for the listeners, I always get a lot of words wrong. But anyway, I actually got connected with Sulo through LinkedIn. And what caught my eye in her profile, in her LinkedIn headline, it says this: I run wine events for businesses and help you pick up delicious wines like a pro. So today I have a list of wine questions to ask her. And she's also the founder of Kraft Sisters. So later maybe we'll ask some questions about that as well. But mainly, Sulo that we have with us is a wine consultant. Sulo, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bob, for inviting. And hello, everyone. Nice meeting you all.
All right. Thank you, Sulo. All right. So my first question to all my guests is a very profound question, which is, what is your favorite Kung Fu movie?
Oh, I love this question because I grew up watching a lot of Kung Fu movies and also those Kung Fu TVB dramas. It's very difficult to choose the favorite. I have top three. In no particular order. The first one is Hero Ying Xiong. I do not know whether you all have watched this, by Zhang Yimou, acted by Maggie Cheung and Tony Leung. The second one is Swordsman 2, Feng Feng Bai Bai. It was by Ling Qingxia and Jet Li, and because of that Kung Fu movie, I went and learned how to play Gu Zhen. There was a very nice scene on Gu Zhen from that movie. And of course, my third one is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I went to the cinema for 3 times just to catch this movie.
Oh my God. So I'm so happy you are the right guest for this podcast because you know so many Kung Fu movies. And I think you are the first person who plays Gu Zhen on the podcast. No other guest has mentioned that to me. So yeah. I've had someone who is an instructor of their Wing Chun instructor on the pod. And I've had someone from Hangzhou, and she is born in the place where they shot Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that bamboo forest. So she's from Hangzhou. So I had many people across Asia on this podcast, and good choices. So Jet Li and also Tony Leung. Also, those are great movies, and I hope to catch up with them soon as well. So it's a rarity. Those haven't been mentioned on the podcast. Of course, Crouching Tiger and the Dragon has been mentioned, but those two have not been mentioned on the podcast. So thank you so much, Sulo, for sharing.
Thank you.
So first time I'm having a wine consultant, and I have a few questions about wine. So let's just share with us how you started, right? So how you got into wine? What is your journey, and how did you get to become a wine consultant?
It's a very funny journey because I started off as a music teacher and moved forward to do sales, which I sold a very expensive ironing system when I started in my sales industry in my early 30s. Then after not too long, I moved on to become a PA, but I still think that sales is my calling. So happened, there's a company called Wine Talk that started up this online wine retailing, and they needed a salesperson, a sales manager to manage the sales team. So that's why I joined. At that time, I actually don't know much about wine. It's my least favorite alcohol beverage because I don't understand wine. And the funny thing is, during the interview, I told them I don't know how to drink wine. And at that time, my immediate boss was a French wine sommelier. And he said, don't worry, I'll teach you how to drink wine, how to appreciate wine. That's how I got started, because I felt so intrigued about the beverage. Because every events, or you watch movies and people will be drinking a glass of wine and wow, it's like so nice. But all the wines I've tried is in a wedding or some in a restaurant where you pick the cheapest wine and it's all like, oh, so yucky. I didn't quite enjoy them. So that's why it made me got so interested into the wine industry. Just because I want to learn about them.
And you joined this Wine Talk, I assume?
Yes, I joined them. And because at that time, it was a very good business model. We are supposed to, how it works is a subscription for wine. that delivers to your doorstep, and it's an online wine retailer, and it's one of the pioneer and the first one. So I find it's quite interesting business model, and it's a very interesting industry to be in when you've learned, because I joined in 2013, and at that time wine sale was booming. So it's a very nice time to join the wine industry at that time.
Awesome. Okay. So you so happen to be, I like that you said you didn't know about wine and then you joined the wine industry. So actually, if some have been watching my podcast, I'm actually a whiskey drinker. So let me just flip the camera around so you can see my whiskeys there. Center back.
Oh, I have that set there, the Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. So I have the Game of Thrones Talisker, is my favorite bottle. And then I have another, I think, I forgot what, I have 2 Game of Thrones one, and then a few Alcantosans. But so I'm also not a wine drinker. That's why I decided to ask you about, that's why I decided to have you on the pod. So I want to ask you about wine, right? So like, I'm a whiskey drinker, right? So why should I try wine?
Why should you try wine? Oh, that's a very interesting question, because there's so many factors in wines that you can learn about. It's very interesting, from how they produce the wine and how the wine would taste in your palate. The nose means how you smell it, whether it projects when you drink them. And I find it and it's so, some people, they just drink to get drunk. Okay, previously I just drink when you meet up with some friends. I don't care whether it's the 80 ringgit bottle or 8,000 ringgit bottle. I just want to drink to be happy. But there's so many so much to learn about wine, because different countries, different region give you different kinds of flavors and nose. So if you're interested to learn about, because you don't only learn about the wine, you also learn about the geography, the people, how they make the wine. But like me, I enjoy that, because I like to know about how they actually produce this beverage. But some, no, I just drink to make myself happy. That's it. Because after 4 glasses, they won't remember what they drink. But I do drink whiskey. I enjoy my whiskey from time to time.
I see. So what do you do now when it comes to wine? Do you supply restaurants, or what do you do now?
I mainly supply to my, I have a group of customers that buy and drink on a regular basis. So I deliver to them. And some of them, like recently I had a customer of mine had a party. So he just ordered some wine and I delivered a few bottles to him. I think he was so happy with the wine selection. He wrote a poem for me. First time, I had my first poem was when my husband wrote me one, but this is the first time I got a poem from a customer. So yes, I delivered to customers that drink on a regular basis. I also sell wines to events, some corporate clients, weddings, and I do provide wine tasting events as well. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So my next question is for someone starting out. So I've had, very similar to what you said, I've had very bad experiences with wine. That's why I don't have any bottles at the shelf you saw just now. So like, if I were starting out, or for someone who is starting out, what can they start with to start appreciating?
What can they start with to start appreciating? I think for someone who do not know anything about wine, it's good that you attend wine tasting events.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the first step I find, because if you drink alone without someone to guide you, you will still end up like, oh, I still don't know what I'm drinking. It's always good that you learn from a guided tasting, or meet with friends who actually know more about wine, and they can actually guide you as well. Trust me, there's a lot of wine experts here in Malaysia, who has drank so much. Some of them even know better than I. So also read about it. because now in Google, in online, you can find so much details about wines. So before you picked up a bottle of wine, you can actually find them at many sites that could give you information about the wine. And I must say 80%, about 60 to 80% of them are quite accurate. But then if I tell you this bottle of wine, has the flavor of raspberry, some oak, some wood, those kinds of flavor, if you have not trained your nose to smell them, you wouldn't be able to catch them. So how do you do that? You have to train yourself. Amazing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because many events that I have run, I will tell them, okay, the first glass. Usually my event will have about 5 to 6 different type of wine. And the first glass, come. Now, just give me your nose. What do you smell? Do you get some straw? Some like white wine, you get some apples, white fruits, lime, citrus, and all that. Oh no, I smell grape. That's the normal response. But until the fourth glass, they become an expert. They will learn how to smell all the different flavors that's always in the wine.
All right.
Mm.
That's good. Attend a wine tasting event.
Yes, attend a wine tasting event or text me.
Okay, message you on LinkedIn. Better message
Message me
you.
on
Yeah,
LinkedIn or
okay, yeah.
message me on WhatsApp. Sulo, what do you think about this wine? I will give
Okay.
you a
Okay,
feedback.
okay. All right. Okay. So switch it around. Okay, now more towards me. I'm the host, so I'll ask more questions that are tailored to me. So I'll give you a bit about my background. You saw that whiskies just now at the back. So I am quite trained when it comes to sensors.
Whiskey.
And I am actually a certified coffee cupper. I used to work as a barista. So I
Wow.
can pick up notes. I can pick up
Ah,
notes. Like you said, oaky, I can pick up citrusy, fruity,
yes.
goji berries, I can pick up when I drink
Mm,
coffee. So I shouldn't have a problem. So let's say today I go to a supermarket.
mm.
What would you recommend me getting at a supermarket?
I okay, when you go to supermarket, what do you pick? Because mostly when you go to a supermarket, there's the aunties there and say, this one good, very good.
Okay, I normally don't talk to them. I normally do my own thing. I buy my whiskeys, no, not talking to them.
Not,
I want I
but
don't talk to them. Yeah.
I think one of the way to learn is don't pick the same bottles. Try different kinds of wine. So, like this week, if you want to try 2 bottles, every week try different bottles and try at different price range according to your comfort. You know.
Mm,
So, like some of my clients, they have their bracket, how much would they spend on a bottle of wine, and then you buy all the different countries, and
mm,
every countries have different region. Try them all, try them,
mm,
and then because you already are trained to have how to identify certain flavors, or
mm,
you identify with your nose. So I
mm,
think it's easier for you to learn about wine
mm, mm,
because you'll be able to pick up, there's some blueberry with some strawberry, there's stone fruit, peach, and things like that. So whether it's oaked or not, how long is oaked, what are the vintages and all that. Now that needs another level of training.
mm, mm, mm.
So, but you just stick on different kinds of wine. Um, Even like today, maybe this week, I went Australia. So you can find Australian wine from Barossa Valley, Hunter Valley, and all the different regions and try maybe the same grape, different region, the same grape, different countries.
Mm.
Uh, or for European wines, they are more blended. So a blend of the same grape from France or even in Spain or Italy, it will taste different. So you make a note out of those profiles that you have drunk. So that's how we learn.
Awesome, awesome. That is a
Mm,
very good tip. Okay,
mm,
so maybe I give a smaller parameter. See
mm.
what you say. I give some filters, right?
Okay,
Okay, so let's say I have a budget of below 100,
okay.
and there's so many below 100 wines out there
Mm,
in the non-halal section.
Mm.
So what would you recommend like for to try out as the first bottle? Let's say I just want to do one bottle
First
first.
bottle.
Mm.
This is a very difficult question, Bob.
Okay.
How do you try is first, yeah, you have to know whether you like sweet wines or you don't like. For example,
Oh.
Moscato are sweet wines. A lot of people, when they started with wine, they have a common misconception that all wines are sweet. Until
Oh.
they drink, then they will come to me and say, "Oh, it's so sour but acidic." Because
Mm.
grapes, when you first take them, it has certain acidity on it. The acidity is the one that makes it so nice and fresh.
Mm.
So you, number one, you identify whether you like sweet or
Mm.
non-sweet wines. Then it will make it easier. So if you like sweet wines, most of the time I'll tell you, okay, try the Moscatos, try
Mm.
they have white Moscato, pink Moscatos, and then red Moscato. So you try them, but slowly move to Shiraz, which is more friendlier. And
Mm.
then you go for your Merlot, they are fruity. Then you go for Cabernet Sauvignon, which is dry, you know.
Mm.
So that's how you identify we call these three the main grapes before hitting the others, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Can we do a quick recap just now? So the main
Mhm.
grapes are you said just now Moscato. Uh,
Moscato is for really beginner. I
oh,
started
okay.
from,
Okay.
Moscatos, and I hardly drink Moscatos these days because I'm not a fan of sweet wine, except,
Okay.
yeah, except for maybe at the end for dessert, just a glass for dessert as a
All right.
dessert. Yes.
So what are the main grapes just now that you mentioned? You have
Uh,
Shiraz, you
for
have
red wine, you take the Shiraz, the Merlot. Try
Merlot.
this. Yes.
How do I spell that? M-E.
And
Merlot. It's
yes.
called it's
Yeah,
is it
Merlot, Merlot,
Merlot. Okay.
Merlot, and then
Uh,
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cabernet is the white wine, right? Is it?
Cabernet Sauvignon is the red wine.
Or red
Then
wine is
white
a dry.
wine, you try Pinot Grigio. Is a very easy to drink wine.
Mm.
Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc,
Mm.
start with, I think for beginners, always start with New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, New World Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm.
It would be they have those a lot of like passion fruit, guava, very easy to drink. And then Chardonnay. Now, Chardonnay is a bit tricky. Um, you have oaked and unoaked stainless steel Chardonnay. So I find, for me, I like my white wine oaked. Uh,
Mm.
so it also depends on your preference. So try them because there's so many now. There's so many new, not new wine, but the trend is like Fiano. You have a lot of
Mm.
wine that is more recognized right now because I think the wine drinkers their knowledge are growing. So it's yes, that few that you should
Awesome.
try. Yes.
And for you personally, what are you excited right now at the moment?
Oh, for me, I'm excited about sparkling wine. I think the trend recently has sparkling wine has been going up, has been
Mm.
having a very nice increase in sale. The popularity of sparkling wine is getting wider and wider. Of course, when you talk about sparkling wine, the first thing that comes to mind is champagne. But there are very nice Prosecco, Cava, and sparkling wines out there. Like a friend of mine introduced me to English sparkling wine, which is now very popular. But I've yet to get a nice bottle here. White wine as well. But maybe because of our weather is so hot, due to global warming, because sparkling wine you have to serve chill. So I think that makes a huge difference, you see. Yes. Personally, I love my sparkling wine, but right now, recently, I've been drinking a lot of Spanish wine.
Mm.
I sell a lot of Spanish wine. So yeah, I
Which
drink a lot
which
of
which
Spanish.
region in Spain?
I will. What I've been drinking a lot these days is from Ribera del Duero and also Tempranillo from Rioja.
Mm.
Yes. And yeah, they have
Mm.
Navarro. We have really nice wines from there as well.
Mm.
Spanish wine, some Italian wines. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I asked you a lot of questions, very basic, but it's just like, it's good to get to talk to someone who is an expert. Okay, so my next question. So this might seem a bit basic to you, but can you explain to us what are the main regions of wines?
Okay, let's say, of course, we have French wine, Spanish wine, Italian wine, Portugal wine. That are all the over wine. Over means in Europe and Middle East. Newer wine, you're talking about Australian wines, Chile, Argentina, South
It's
Africa.
newer, okay.
Yes, they are the new worlds. Anything outside of Europe is called newer wine.
Oh.
Right? And I think recently, another trend that has been quite popular are wines from Middle East. Middle East, and then I have requests for wines from Georgia, from Iran, Syrian wine.
Do you know that Shiraz is actually a city in Iran?
Yes,
yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They think it's in
always,
Australia. It's not Australia. It's a real city in Iran. That's where it started.
Yes, because the birthplace of wine is from Shiraz.
Yeah,
Shiraz,
Shiraz.
Shiraz, and a lot of time when I ask this question, France, and some answer me China.
China probably rice wine.
yes. So yeah, Middle Eastern wine, but because the production is the yield are low. It's not very widely produced. So if you travel to Europe, you probably can get a lot of good wine from Georgia and all that. Try them.
Awesome. Georgia. All right. So there's something to look out for.
I have so many of my customers. Sulo, can you find me Georgian wine? They are one of the oldest winemakers in the world.
Oh, okay.
Wine from Georgia. Yes.
Something to look out for.
Yeah.
All right. So I thank you for that explanation. So there's the old world and the new world, and all these newer regions, and Georgia. Okay, so I'll look out for Georgia if I can find some. And next thing is, like, I know that wine, when you go for wine events, they always like to pair it with things like cheese and whatever. What are your thoughts on that? What is wine pairing?
You see, most of the time when we talk about food pairing, you pair with Western food, right? It's the culture that you pair with Western food, like a big red wine, an Amarone. Then you will pair with a nice piece of steak or beef stew and things like that. But how often, Bob, do you take Western food?
Okay. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I drink wine almost on a daily basis. I don't eat Western food on a daily basis. So how do you pair your food with your wine? I always say don't restrict yourself to like red wine, red meat, white wine, white meat. No, because there's so many types of food we eat. We eat roti canai, nasi lemak.
Okay. Actually, I have a question follow up on that. And it's an unorthodox question. So let's say I'm eating nasi lemak, which I eat quite often. What would you pair it with?
I would pair with for example, my nasi lemak, if I would pair with a white wine, I would go with a Sauvignon Blanc, a European Sauvignon Blanc. I like something with high acidity to cut down the spiciness of your nasi lemak. If red wine, I have tried my nasi lemak with a very nice Gamay. Gamay is also from France. But then it also depends whether your nasi lemak, sometimes the sambal has a sweet base and some are salty base. So anything sweet is quite hard to pair with wine. It will mellow down, it will make the wine very unpleasant when it's sweet. But any food that is salty will bring up the wine. The wine would not change the flavor of your food, but the food is the one that will change the characteristics, the flavor of the wine. So that's why when you eat suyo, it goes
That's
with
the
that
best.
kind of wine. It goes with your wine, goes with your beer, goes with your whiskey. Because salty is nice, very fatty. Anything fatty is nice to go with wine. So nasi lemak, try with a more, not so big red, a lighter red, and a more acidic white wine. Like, for example, your Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio. Yes.
Awesome. That is the best answer I got. That is the highlight of this podcast. So I will try it and I will let you know.
Should try one session, huh?
Okay.
Have local food with wine. You know,
Yeah.
just a couple of months ago, one of my LinkedIn friend, Jocelyn, Sulo, come let's have wine with bak kut teh. So I brought 3 types of wine.
Bak kut teh.
Yes, to pair with the bak kut teh. And I had a South Australian Shiraz, and then we had Italian wine, Amarone, which is very big. I think it's too big for the bak kut teh. We just want to try to see how it is. And a very nice Grand Reserva Tempranillo from Rioja, Spanish wine. And the Rioja was the one that was the champion, the best. So you see, sometimes a certain food you take, it's nice to have few types of wine. Then you just take back and forth and you try which one goes with the wine. Yes.
Awesome. All right. That is I will try with bak kut teh. I love claypot rice, so maybe I'll try claypot rice also.
Yes, claypot
Yes.
rice will be very nice with a nice, yeah, I think it goes very well with uh, Italian food, something acidic. Yes, Italian
Oh,
wine, sorry, yeah.
oh my God, I learned so much today. Okay. Next question. Next question. All right. So next question. If I am going on a romantic date, all right. So this is not about the food. What wine should I go for?
You must start with a sparkling wine.
Okay.
You must, okay? The first course, whatever it is, to set the romance, don't forget your sparkling wine, yeah? And get something more, if you go for Prosecco, try an extra dry Prosecco. I mean, this Mato is nice. Oh, text me, Bob, I will give you a whole list. And then it depends on the course that you are taking. Some people, they will, from sparkling, they will go straight to red wine, or it depends on the dinner venue, whether they have a nice pairing for you. Yeah, you must start with the sparkling. Then you can move to your white or red.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Solo. That is the biggest advice I get out of this. So next time I will have one sparkling wine at the shelf later.
It's a must,
It's a must. Okay, Prosecco. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, on that. So now I learned what to eat with wine, and then what wine. So actually, the question is most important one now is what to drink on a romantic date. So that is so important for me. Okay. Okay. So that is all my questions about wine. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with our audience about wine?
Oh, for me, it's like there is so much to learn about wine. Don't restrict ourselves to just one type of wine. Try all different types of wine. Be bold enough to attend all the wine tasting events that you have an opportunity to, because from here, from having, because all events run by different wine experts. So it's nice to hear about what they have to offer, because wine trend is changing on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. So what you like today might be different from what you're going to like in, say, 6 months' time, because our palate, our mood always changes. And what you like to drink will change as well. You don't eat the same food every day. So you try all different type of foods. So yes, get in touch if you want to learn more, know more.
Thank you, Solo. All right.
Thank
So
you.
last question before we go is are there any events coming up for you so I can plug it in the podcast? Yeah.
Yes, I'm because we have some new Portugal and French wine coming in. I think it's already here. So my plan is to have one of these, two of the events. one for my French and one for my Portugal wine event, and I will keep you posted on the dates. I have not actually set the dates yet.
Okay. Do you have a website, or how do you normally share these events?
Yes, I will share this normally on our social media for Kraft Sisters. Actually, Kraft Sisters is a company that I build with my sister, two sisters, because we enjoy creating gifts and we love baking. So actually today later I'll share the photo. I did a birthday cake, which is a cupcake, but it's made into a bouquet of flower, a basket of flower. And we get commissioned to do all these gifting, some corporate gifts as well. We will incorporate some wine with our baking goods or cheese platters. So at the website, you can check out www.craftsisters.com. All the gifts in them are my wine selections, and also any events that will be featured in our social media. So I keep you posted in
Right.
links in my, I have, yes.
I'll include the links in the description for the listeners and the viewers as well. So thank you so much, Sulo. Thank you for sharing. I learned so much today.
I'm so happy to be here. I hope to do this again. We may have different topics about wines, you see.
Yes. Once I try a few, then we'll speak more on that in the
Okay.
future. Thank you, Sulo.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye.
Thank you.